It seems like the country is in turmoil after the economy, which was doing well, was essentially wrecked by one individual. Just look at our Commerce Secretary, Howard Lutnick, though if your investments are taking a hit, some people prefer to call him Howard Nutty. He was on CNN saying that Trump won't back down, no matter what happens.
So the European Union and China, they have already vowed to retaliate. At what point would the administration consider pulling back on tariffs?
Basically, what concession are they looking for? What do they want to get?
Where is the room for negotiation?
I don't think there's any chance that President Trump's going to back off his tariffs. This is the reordering of global trade, right? That's what's going to happen. But the world should stop exploiting the United States of America. Let our farmers sell their products. Let our ranchers sell their products. They won't take lobster in Europe or the UK. I mean, why won't they take American lobster?
Now. They do. They didn't for a while, but now they do.
But they don't, because okay. Downing Street said they're going to start with, they changed their trade policy, they're going to start having lobster dinners.
The unfair trade practices the Trump administration highlights either come from a misunderstanding of how trade works and what a trade deficit really is, or they're based on some outdated falsehood.
Having lobster dinners in Downing Street.
All right,
so that's what they told me. So the point is, let's let American workers succeed and prosper. Let's build.
It's good to see Howard Lutnick laughing, but he revealed something pretty concerning as our Commerce Secretary. He made it clear that there's no room for negotiation. Trump is sticking to his tariffs, and no one can change his mind. Just take a look at this. In 1 hour this morning, Apple lost an amount of capital equivalent to the entire GDP of Pakistan or Hong Kong, all because of a 9% drop linked to the tariffs on Taiwan, the semiconductor issues, and overall economic instability. A 9% drop in just one morning is insane. To put it in perspective, a 9% drop in a whole month would be alarming for any company, so seeing it in just one morning is really bad. But it gets worse. Ron Filipkowski pointed out that the stock market took a serious hit this morning and last night. And then there's Midas Touch, which reported that Stellantis announced temporary layoffs for about 900 workers across several U.S. facilities due to Trump's tariffs. When Trump talked about a golden age for America, he meant wages would stay the same, but groceries would cost as much as gold. Now, workers are losing their jobs. Prices are rising. It's a bad situation. Meanwhile, Brooke Rollins, the U.S. Agriculture Secretary, appeared on Fox News to try to reassure farmers, but ended up doing the opposite. While she spoke, the chart on the left kept ticking down ever so slightly.
While certainly the economy will be adjusting, the negotiations will continue. We are really, really excited and very grateful to President Trump's leadership and being willing to be bold and fearless in facing some pretty big policy challenges around the world.
So what is the impact on farmers then?
Well, we'll see, right? I mean, we're negotiating. Now we move into some significant negotiations. I mean, I've got a great chart here.
Wait a minute. Did she just contradict what Howard Nutty said earlier? Didn't Nutty just make it clear there would be no room for negotiation? Yet Brooke Rollins is talking about what will happen after negotiations start? This administration is completely disorganized. They're all saying different things. I bet Caroline Leavitt would have a completely different take if she were asked. And we also learned that Trump didn't finalize his tariff plan until just a few hours before his speech in the Rose Garden yesterday, which is a pretty unsettling thought. Now here's the Canadian Prime Minister taking the stage for the first time to respond to these new tariffs.
The President's actions will reverberate here in Canada and across the world. Three different sets of U.S. tariffs remain in place and will continue to pose significant threats to Canadian workers and Canadian businesses. And while they have been imposed under different premises, some things are consistent. They are all unjustified, unwarranted, and in our judgment, misguided.
Very well said. Unjustified, unwarranted, and completely misguided. And honestly, that's him using kid gloves right there. That's every leader and every politician. MAGA politician. I feel like they're all being soft with Trump. and not telling him that what he's doing is incredibly dumb. Watch this clip from CNN.
Any way you do the math, and I swear I've done this 100 times in my head, and once again, my whole life I've done this. It's just stupid policy beyond belief. I mean, I can't even describe to you the potential cost increase for just the average American. And that's really the problem with this all. Just to extend tax cuts to the wealthy that they currently have today, he's actually proposing that I would get a tax cut of all people, which I don't want. Okay, to fund these tariffs that effectively will bankrupt the lower and middle class of America. So this is a startlingly high-risk scenario for this country that should not be taking this risk when we have a dominant position in the world. It's literally beyond belief. I'm sorry. I just can't believe this is happening.
People often say we have an economy of envy, and it's true, especially in a post-COVID world. Other countries have been impressed by how quickly our economy bounced back because we're really resilient. Honestly, if Trump stopped today, our economy might recover because we have the strength to bounce back. But the reality is, once you go this far, it's hard to reverse course, and it looks like they're serious about this. Just check this out. Howard Lutnick, the guy I was calling nutty earlier, actually said we should let Donald Trump run the global economy, claiming he knows what he's doing, and we should trust him. But then, Shannon Watts pointed out that Trump has filed for bankruptcy 6 times. He doesn't get 6 chances with the U.S. economy. He gets just 1.
Let Donald Trump run the global economy. He knows what he's doing. He's been talking about it for 35 years. You got to trust Donald Trump in the White House. That's why they put him there.
ChatGPT said, I probably don't need to remind you, but this is some serious North Korean-level spin right here. The notion that Trump is somehow trying to save the economy, despite his erratic and unpredictable actions that have tanked the stock market and left business owners, CEOs, and employees all on edge, it's hard to believe he's actually fixing anything. Check this out.
But in the interim, this takes long. Unraveling globalization takes a long time. This isn't just an overnight fix. And in the interim, prices will go up. You even hear from the president himself, there will be short-term pain. We're going to see in the next few days likely prices going up at the grocery store. What do you say to those Americans who put Donald Trump in office to lower prices, not...
Let's guess what he's going to say. It's going to be like, you got to go through the long-term pain to get a little bit of gain, even though the Trump admin campaigned on day one, lowering prices on day one. What a lie.
Say to those Americans who put Donald Trump in office to lower prices, not raise them.
So energy prices down, interest rates down,
Right,
your
but
mortgage
prices at the grocery store.
costs down, right? These things are energy. The price at the gas pump, lower. Oil down 6-7%. Why aren't you talking?
He's not answering the question she asked. How are you going to explain this in the coming days after your tariffs? Also, he just had a list of lies that he...
Talking about the fact that oil and the gas pump is going to come smashing down. No tax on tips, no tax on overtime,
Right,
no
but
tax on Social
that's
Security.
not even in effect yet.
But
The no
these
tax
are
on tips.
all
But
coming
I just want to drill down on
These
prices
are all
at the,
coming now.
because as you well know, Secretary, a lot of Americans put Donald Trump in office because they were
And because they were promised no new wars. Yet they've only been riddled with new haughty strikes threats towards Canada. Greenland prices are higher. There's more uncertainty, more instability. Joe Biden was sleepy, but a sleepy dude has a steady hand. I'd rather have a steady-handed president who's a little bit slower than an erratic bull in a china shop that's ruining all of our alliances and won't even probably live to see the consequences that our grandchildren will see. So it's all incoherent economics, nothing. Trump is saying it's working, there's no grace period. And I just want to end this off by saying we were in the top 10 fastest growing political and political adjacent YouTube channels by new subscribers in the first quarter of 2025. So thank you to everyone who watches my videos. I mean, check this out. Midas Touch was #1 in their liberal leaning channel. So in their more progressive leaning, so they have a blue bar. Then you see Fox News, Candace Owens, those are red bars. But now you see that left-leaning media is growing at a rapid pace, right? There is my name in the number 10 position. We're near The Daily Show and Joe Rogan and Brian Tyler Cohen and MSNBC. We are growing at a huge rate, and it's because of you guys. So all that I ask is that if you're watching this video, spam some blue hearts for all the work that you've done over the past year or two to help me build this up, and make sure you're subscribed below. A lot of people think they're subscribed, but they're not. Let's build this. And in Q2, let's make sure we're beating Fox News in Candace Owens. It'll be Midas, Touch, and I at the top because of you guys. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.